They want me to change, they want me to change, but I ain't changing, nah.
And you are now tuned in to another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio, brought to you in conjunction with the family over at Beautiful Machine Magazine, as well as the mighty Nerve DJs Radio. You already know, man. We only rock with legends around here, month after month, week after week, day after day, and today is absolutely no exception. We have one of the most unique MCs in hip hop currently, past, present, and or future. We got SAV in the building. How you doing, bro?
What up, baby? How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Oh, no doubt, man. How's your family?
Everybody good, just chilling, man. How about you? How you guys doing?
Oh, we doing all right, man. You know, love is love. You know, glad to be waking up and shit. When you get this old, you're happy just to wake up. That's life.
Amen, baby. That's the first gift we get every day. That's our first start, our first chance.
Absolutely, man. Hip hop. When did it start for you?
Honestly, since I was a kid, I've been doing this for a long time. Just like ever since I ever heard, like, you know, any kind of music back in the day. It wasn't just, I mean, I love hip hop, but don't get me wrong, or just like music in general. When I just heard it, you know, it gave you that feeling of just something different. There's nothing that ever moved me personally like how music does. I just feel like, you know, like as far as like words go, and that's, you know, most inspiring and the best way to reach out to people is music.
You grew up in the Detroit area?
Yeah, I actually was born here, and then I moved out when I was 8 years old. Then I moved to AZ. I was there for about 10 years. Then I came back out here for a year. I've been back and forth since, honestly.
Okay. And you're Chaldean, correct?
Yeah.
What's the Chaldean community like in Arizona?
So coming from Detroit, it's funny you say that. Coming from Detroit, the Chaldean community is actually the biggest Chaldean community we have is in Detroit. So when you go to AZ, it's just a real small community, but it was real tight. I grew up like my family, we had like a small community, a small church that was out there. Still the same one, still out there, but yeah, it was just a lot smaller. So it's like over there, everybody really knew everybody. It's probably like when we first moved out there, it was probably like about 100 of us total, and maybe grew to a few hundred, but coming from over here where it was a couple 100,000, you know, it was just a big difference.
Yeah. I mean, like especially when you go up and down Warren and you know.
Oh, it's like little Iraq here. It's like little Iraq here. You go to Warren, you go to Sterling Heights, it's like little Iraq. All the buildings are covered up in the Arab writing, so.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yo, because my mother, rest her soul, she her house is on Southfield and Warren.
Okay.
I was over there yesterday. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's crazy. Who you fucking with heavy? Who you listening to?
I listen to all types of shit. I mean, as far as hip hop, I say Lil Baby, Friday, Moneybag, Detroit artists. I love T Grizzly, Vez, Payroll. And then if you go like different kinds of music, I listen to like, you know, different kind of Spanish genres and stuff like that.
You listen to the Spanish joints?
Yeah.
You speak Spanish?
I do a little bit. I actually got a song in Spanish. I say a little bit, but I do better than a little bit. You know, if I come up with a song in Spanish, I think I do pretty good.
Yo, and that's one thing I will say, like, as far as the multicultural aspect of Detroit, especially for my generation, it didn't exist. Like even.
Oh yeah, a lot's changed since back then. A lot's changed.
A shitload of stuff has changed. Yeah. Our communities have gotten a lot closer.
A lot closer. Thank God. Yeah. It's just like there was a very, very big gap. I don't see anymore. As a matter of fact, yesterday in my church, you know, God bless, I was happy to see like all kinds of, you know, different cultures and people there that I didn't expect to be there, but it was just, you know, beautiful to just see everybody under one roof praying together.
What did your family think when you said I want to do hip hop?
So obviously they told me, you know, they wanted me to do the typical, just have a business or go be a doctor, a lawyer, or something like that. But it was just never something in me. My dad, God rest his soul, really always just encouraged me to do whatever I want to do, and fulfill my dreams as long as I got my logistics right as far as my finances and stuff. Because I did, I've been doing this for a long time, and when I did it back in the day, I definitely spent a lot of money and took some wrong turns. But if it ain't a lesson, it's a blessing. So I have a lot of experience. I can tell you that.
Yo, biggest waste of money.
Yeah, biggest waste of money. Biggest waste of money. Some stuff like I do for like advertising and promo, and as far as like hiring, certain models and this and that. Some people are really about their work ethic and take it serious, and some people just like they're in it for the quick buck and this and that. They're not in it for longevity or nothing. But at the end of the day, when you're in it for a while, I guess you get that bird's eye view of seeing who's in long, who's actually sticking to it, and who's worth messing with. I would say who deserves
Yo,
a dollar.
I've paid people that didn't do shit. Oh, fucking pissy.
I've been there, done that, but
Oh my
it's
god.
you gotta charge it to the game. You gotta
You
pay the
want to
cost
beat
to be the
their ass.
boss.
That's what you
You
want
gotta
to
pay
do.
the cost to be the boss. In this case, I done paid a lot of interest, fam. I paid a lot of interest.
Yo, do you still enjoy the art of music?
Do I still enjoy the art of music?
Yes. Just
That's
the creative part.
that's the most for me personally. Like that's the number one thing, the creative process. Like I love it. There's nothing that gives me joy like just coming up with like just the music itself and just being in the vibe and like in the moment is like as it's like being birthed, like, oh, I had this great idea and then like boom, it just downloads into my head and like I structure it out. Because for me, I don't write my songs, I come up with them on my head. So I just like I that's actually how when I go to the studio, I have a lot of songs already in my head and I make the beat off of it. So that's kind of how I work. But yeah, just the creative process is just like my favorite. That and going in the booth and recording and this and that and walking out like just with the record, like there's no better feeling, especially when you feel like you made a hit.
What's been your high point so far in your career?
My high point, um, shoot, I would probably say like after now lately releasing a few records, just going out and just getting a lot of love from people, like getting a lot more recognition and finally feeling like okay, yeah, like the effort's going appreciated and I'm not doing this for nothing, and people actually fuck with it and this and that, because at the end of the day I do it for myself. And I mean it's not that I don't care about nobody. I care about everybody, but I do it for myself. Like I make the music for myself. Like you asked me for how I still feel about the art. That's the main thing for me. So I'm just trying to find people to in my genre that appreciate my art.
It's therapy for you?
It is therapy for me. Honest to God, it's definitely therapy for me.
Yo, because I used to
Yeah,
rap like a gazillion years ago.
yeah,
But every once in a while, I'll write a song, not because I want to record it or do anything, because it just makes me feel better.
yeah.
You know,
Well, actually, I have that too. A lot of times I write songs off experiences or instances. Like I just did. Shout out to Friday and Meek Mill. They just dropped a song called "Proud of Me," and it's basically like a rest in peace song to their pops. And I did the same thing for my dad because just as soon as I heard it, it just like instantly touched me. Even before I knew that they were gonna have a release or a challenge, I was just like, I got to do a remix to that. I'm just feeling it, and just some stuff is just very inspiring and motivating. And just make you want to talk about that experience, especially if you have went through something like that.
what was the first moment you thought to yourself, man, my dad is dope as fuck?
I'm sorry, say that again.
What was your first moment where you thought to yourself, damn, my dad is dope as fuck?
Shit. Ah, first moment. I mean, I don't know. Just being a kid, I just always grew up looking to my dad. Man, God rest his soul. He was the best. He was, you know, they don't make him like they make him no more. Like they say like the apple don't fall from the tree, and I want to do my best for him. There'll never be a better him. But he was just outstanding man as far as taking care of his family and prioritizes his kids and his house and God. Like that was his thing. Like he really didn't have much friends. He didn't have much of a social life. Like he would just mainly focus on just like his family, business, and God. And that's definitely him being a role model in my life was definitely something I looked up to and always honor and appreciate having that.
You got kids now?
No, I have no kids.
What you waiting on, man?
Habibi,
Well,
sometimes the
you gotta get
circumstances
married
don't
first,
always
right?
work out. Yeah, no, I've had a couple situationships, and I actually broke it off. I actually used to be engaged. My ex returned her ring, and I turned it to a pinky ring.
Wow, she gave it back though?
I was like, "What do you want me to do?" I was like, "If I'm gonna sell it, I'm gonna get like, you know how it is when you go buy diamonds. You pay 40, 50,000 for it. When you go to sell it, they want to give you like 25,000. I'm like, nah, Habibi, that's not fair."
No, no, I don't know what it's like to spend $40,000, $50,000 on a ring.
Okay, I'm sorry, I apologize, but well, that's what happened in my situation. I spent a lot of money on the ring, and the girl wanted to return it. I was like, I don't know what to get. I already got everything else, you know. And I was like, you know what? I always wanted a nice pinky ring.
What's more important, love or like?
Love or like?
Yes.
I feel like love is the realest thing. Like is like a half kind of thing, but I'd rather, I don't know, because I would say love is an unconditional thing, so I would definitely say love.
Oh, I definitely love is never unconditional.
I mean, two for well, when it comes to family, it's like unconditional. When it comes to, I would say females and friends and certain things, sometimes people it's conditional with them. But
Love is never unconditional, starting with God. God has conditions.
yes, he does. He does have conditions for us to love. We have to follow the commandments for him to love us.
And there being a parent, the conditions expand significantly. Like you gotta really fuck up as a kid for your parent to just like get out and I ain't never fucking with you again. But there's a point. You feel me? Like
Yeah,
love definitely has conditions and it
yeah, right.
should.
Yeah, you're right.
When you get hurt, it's because you didn't value the conditions.
We all been there.
Oh my God, man. Wait a minute. And I'm sorry, I don't want to turn this into like the popping the balloon show and shit. But I'm just curious though, like what? I've been broken up with before
Hmm.
as an adult. As a teenager, I didn't give a fuck. You know, I'll find a lot of young 20s. I didn't give a shit. But as a grown man, I didn't got dumped. Oh my God, I was in the fetal position. I'm crying to my mama. Oh, this shit, it's the end of the world. I never expected this shit. It had nothing to do with me, even though it was completely my fucking fault.
Yeah.
Have you experienced that?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. All my relationships, I kind of called it off and like broke up with them was my fault, and I feel bad for all my exes, man. I put them women through hell. Except one of them, I just felt like it was a mutual thing. I felt like, you know, I don't want to say nothing wrong. It wasn't in God's plans. I don't want to bash nobody. You know, I don't want to bash nobody. I ain't gonna do that. I don't want that to be my character. I still got love for
I feel
everybody,
you on
but
that.
yeah.
Not only that, the next broad is watching.
Amen. Amen. See, they gonna see my character. I ain't that type.
Man, and I'm telling you, they may talk about the physicality a little bit, but it's the character that they talk about forever.
That's definitely true. That's definitely true. I learned that from burying a lot of people.
Oh my God. How do you deal with death?
How do I deal with it? Man, I'm not gonna sit up here and sugarcoat and act like it was all easy for me. I have a song called Down Bad that's coming out in a few weeks, and I was definitely down bad. Like I say in the song, like I done been through so much shit. I swear it's hard to cope between cigarettes and weed. Like I always smoke. Um, it's between prayer, therapy, family. Like thank God, I've definitely had dark times alone, but I definitely had help. But at the end of the day, it's just something you gotta just reach into your soul and just grab a hold of yourself and make yourself better. Because I've learned when it comes to whether it's mentally or physically or financially, if you don't help yourself, nobody can help you. If you don't put your hand up, so God can pull your hand up, like he's not gonna grab you up. You got to reach halfway. So I had to put the work in myself. Shout out, like I had a lot of family and friends. Like one of my cousin Steve, God bless him, used to pick me up and take me to the gym every day, just like to motivate me. And honestly, between more than making money and more than doing other things, like going to the gym helped me, like definitely mentally, just yeah.
You know, it's interesting. Like you bring up, God must really be a source for you.
I've definitely had my fair share of trials and tribulations, and I'm proud to say that I never gave up my hope, no matter what happened.
Let me ask you a question that I ask everybody that comes on the show. I usually try to do it like halfway through, but since we're on God, okay. So here's the question: you're sitting on a park bench, and God sits down next to you, and he or she says you can ask them one question. What would it be? It's okay, bro.
I would ask about my dad and my brother.
Okay. Yeah, I think I would. I lost my mother. It'll be 5 years in May, and I understand. It's a club that,
Yeah. If I could ask him anything, I'd definitely ask him about the people I love.
yeah,
I wouldn't
that's,
even ask for nothing. I would just say, Billy would say thank you and just, please watching out for us and, send my love.
is there a perfect album for you?
Tupac. And actually, when you were mentioning all the music earlier, I was mentioning music I listen to nowadays. I didn't mention Pac. I didn't mention Biggie. I didn't mention a lot of other old artists are not as famous in the scene now, but definitely are definitely legends in the music industry. Like Crooked Eye, Nas. Definitely listen to a lot of Pac. All Eyes on Me, Machiavelli was really big. I actually used to have like every Pac CD. Some of them I had doubles. I used to have every No Limit CD.
No Limit did not age well.
No, it didn't, but they definitely had their strong run.
They had a run unlike, this is the craziest part. They had one of the biggest hip hop runs ever as a camp. But when you listen to the bulk, not all of it, like Mystical, music wise, Mystical got some fire. And
Oh
still,
yeah,
his shit still kind of sounds, today ish, if you will.
yeah,
Fiend, but man, Master P sounds horrible. I love Master P as a businessman, but his shit
yeah.
it sounds fucking horrible, bro. Like nowadays,
I ain't listened to it in a minute, man. I can't even comment. I ain't listened to it. It's been a long time. It's been
like
shit. What has it been like? Fuck, like 20 years?
it might have been more than that. Like,
Yeah,
was it really
it's
late?
definitely it's been a minute for him.
Yeah, but in contrast though, like Cash Money, they still sound relevant. Like they old shit still bangs.
Oh yeah, that's why you see a lot of people like right now even still trying to remix all those like all the hot boy beats, everything they used to go to. Juvie and Wayne were definitely and BG, they had that hot boy. That was definitely their own lane. That was something real different. Like the music scene hadn't seen that before.
And they was dope on their own, man. Oh man, Lil Wayne. Why Lil Wayne is not mentioned consistently top five by myself included is
Um,
really a crime.
that's like I just said right now. Unfortunately, it's not that he's not one of the best. It's just you know, there's there's there there's definitely a lot of talented people out here, and I would say some of them definitely don't get their flowers and don't get the spotlight they deserve. But it's just nowadays with social media, so much you got the trending and this and that. So much stuff pops up all the time. That's kind of like what's in our head and shit. Just like even the radio right now, the radio stations don't play like any random music. They got their set list that they have to play of certain songs.
Yeah, yeah,
So
which is horrible.
it is horrible. It is really horrible. It makes it real hard for people like me, like to walk in a radio station and be like, "Hey, check this out."
Is the radio still important though?
We in 2025. It's not that it's not important. It's just that we've reached an age where there's so much other things, such as before it was like MySpace blew up, and then it was YouTube, and then it was Instagram, and then Snapchat and TikTok. Now like TikTok is really like for me like as far as like I would say bang for buck. I feel like TikTok is where like I would put my energy in.
Really?
Yeah,
Artistically though, is TikTok ruining hip hop?
I can't say that. I can't say that because at the end of the day, it's just another platform for all of us.
Yeah, but the problem is that it's a platform, but it's shortened everything up so much that it significantly reduced the attention span of the listening public.
I mean, TikTok plays reels and stuff. I feel like as far as like a someone that wants to listen to music, I'm gonna go listen to I'm gonna go download something and listen to on on Spotify or Apple or YouTube and listen to like the whole song and stream it. But yeah,
What's
but I
more
see what you're
important?
saying.
What's
Yeah,
more important, swag or aura, or or talent?
I mean, I'm just gonna mine is the first word. Yeah, that's not relevant. Talent is just the main thing. Talent is everything. You definitely have to have charisma, and you got to have your own aura and own style and stuff. But I feel like at the end of the day, just be yourself. You be real. People gonna pick up on it. They know it's fake. They know it's real.
What do you love the most about performing live?
The energy, the in the moment, like the excitement I feel. I love I love the crowd reaction after, just because like especially for me right now, like being a new artist, just like when I opened up for the Sugar Hill Gang, like they had no idea what to expect, and I had no idea what to expect. But after going on and doing my first song, it was nothing but love, and I was just real appreciative and grateful for it. Just soaking in the moment because it's just like they didn't, I was just a complete new artist. They never heard of me, and they just, they got no idea what to expect. So I just feel like for me, like shocking people and just having them like, wow, I didn't expect that out of him. That's my that's what I like right now.
And
That I
you
look
just did
forward
a
to.
song with Pretty Brea, right?
Yeah,
What was that like?
Bray was really cool and really sweet. We did the song a little bit ago. She actually came out to the studio with me and recorded it, and we did the video. She was definitely really quick with her verse. She comes up, she's very talented. Like she just like hopped in the booth, like in and out, just like had her shit like laid out. She was really professional. I was actually really impressed with her, like how quick and clever she was as far as like coming up with lyrics and putting her own cadence onto it. Because when we had sent her the track originally, she had only got like half the hook. So when I was telling you how I have the songs in my head before I even go to the studio. So I had the song idea, and when I made it, I was like, what, it would be good if a female, came on and like answered it back, because I'd be like, she said I'm tall, she said I'm sexy, if I was broke, you wouldn't look at me. So I was like, what, it'd be a good idea. What if I added a girl in here and he say I'm bad, he say I'm bougie, that type of shit, and just kind of like responding to the dude. So yeah, she didn't even know about that, but she ended up finding out about it like just while we're in there, and she came in and put her whole spin on it, and she definitely brought a lot of life to the record, and I appreciate it.
You got how many projects have you put out so far?
I put out like I've got like 5 out, one that's one I'm about to put out, and then I got 5 more that I'm working on right now on putting out. I have about 40 songs unreleased right now, besides everything I released, and I'm constantly making new music. Like tomorrow, I'm going to the studio and doing a new project. I'm real excited about that too.
Is there a wish list of people you want to work with?
Oh yeah, I would love to work with Friday St. John. I would love to work with as far as like producers, Mustard and Scott Storch, and I would love to work with like a lot of like different, like I would say like type of artists, just like from different genres and cultures, like Masika. I like Carol G. I like Peso Pluma.
Peso Bluma. Not familiar with
There's some
those guys.
Spanish artists. Carol G's a Spanish artist too. She's a female, but they're both dope.
How many languages do you know?
So really just 3. I know a little bit of Arabic, but not that much. The Arabic, growing up being Chaldean, Chaldean is my first language, and my family spoke English. I'm sorry, my family spoke Arabic, so they didn't speak Arabic in front of me, but they only just like taught me Chaldean. So like Arabic was like the language they could speak like behind my back, so I would understand what they're saying. Yeah. So I learned it. I learned Chaldean. I learned English, and then I picked up on Arabic here and there. But it was still like it's still. I know a lot of words and I understand them, but I can't really speak them as well. Like I'm actually way better in Spanish than I am in Arabic.
Yo,
Uh,
I didn't know that Chaldean was like that. I didn't know that the Chaldean and Arabic were two different languages.
yeah, it's way different. So Chaldeans, we're Aramaic. We come from the northern part of Iraq. Obviously, we believe in Jesus, and our main religion is like Catholicism. But yeah, we have like our own language. Actually, our Chaldean is actually like it's actually
So,
Aramaic, and
so you're
Aramaic.
Christian.
Yeah, so Aramaic is actually the language that Jesus spoke. So
That
like,
had to be tough
oh,
being in Iraq and being Chaldean.
Yeah, it was, but you know, I would say it's like everybody else. Everybody gets. I feel like just the world, like just how it is. It's not an easy world. It's not an easy life. You always get, whether you're if you work at a if you work at a bank, oh, people will talk shit. You're working at a, if you're hustling, they'll.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he just got a phone call. Yeah, I know how it is, man. String Darby tripping when they get a phone call and shit. Yeah, I didn't know that, Ben Frank. I did not know that. Um, man, what did you? Weezy still talk? Do me a favor. Oh, okay. I was talking to my guy in the comments, Ben Frank. Put your top five up, Ben Frank. I'm curious where you at hip hop wise. Fucks with the show heavy, so got to make sure I show a little love to the people that show a little love. Um,
Oh, of course.
Yo, but yeah, like jeez, I did like like that is. And what people don't realize, and even a lot of people that grew up in Detroit, like myself, is the multicultures within the Arabic community in the Detroit area. Like,
Yeah, yeah. There's it's definitely a big mix out here. We got everybody. It's everybody out here. But I love it. I love being from here. I love the multicultural mix personally.
it's got to be an
Just seeing all
interesting
the people.
when you go back home. Or matter of fact, have you been back to? Have you been to Iraq?
Oh yeah, I definitely went there. I was there when I went there at 12 when I was 12 years old. It was 1998, I think, or something. But yeah, I was there for like a month and a half. So when I went, it was a no-fly zone, and we had to go from Chicago to London, from London to Jordan. From Jordan, we had to drive to Iraq, and our luck, our bus that we took on our way there had no fucking the air AC broke down, and we're like burning in the middle of the fucking desert with the fucking 120-degree heat, whatever it was.
Yo, on a fucking bus.
Yeah, it's like not it wasn't a bus, it was like a van we rented, but God saved us because there were these two little kids in the middle of the desert, and I still don't know how the fuck they got there because it was literally like 10, 12 hours like out into the driving trip. Like I don't even know. And these kids like in the middle of the desert around nothing, and they were holding a sign that said "Badid," which means cold in Arabic, and they just had like cold pop and cold drinks in there. I was like, thank you, Lord, for
Are
sending
you
these people
fucking
in the middle of
kidding
the
me?
desert with this fucking cold drinks right now. It was crazy. Oh,
Yo,
dude.
did you ask them how they got there?
I still have no idea. Honest to God, I still have no idea. I'm like, how the fuck did they fucking get there? Like, from where? Like, that was just like in the middle of the desert. Two little kids with a fucking cooler, like, out of nowhere. I still tell myself, well, God sent some angels to us. I don't know.
Yo,
It was trippy, but Iraq is beautiful in general, though. Like, shout out to the motherland, bro. It was beautiful. Nothing like how they make it sound like on TV. It was safe. No one locked their doors. Everyone was friendly. Everybody was respectful. It was it was peaceful. It was lively. It was thriving. It was a place to be, and they're definitely doing a lot of work on it right now. It's the development over there is just taking off crazy. Like as far as like new buildings and stuff like that. They've developed a lot of things out there recently.
so that was before Desert Storm that you went.
Oh yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
This country makes the boogeyman into everybody but this country.
straight up, straight up,
Okay,
yeah.
propaganda is the biggest war tool, of the modern war era, and this
What
country.
half the people that went there said, I mean, were traumatized, and it was all for nothing. They went there for weapons of mass destruction and they didn't find shit.
No, it wasn't. They said they were going there for weapons of mass destruction. They was going there for oil.
Oil, gold, history.
Yeah, and to get rid of Saddam.
Yeah.
And I'm not there. I don't want nobody beating me over the head. I don't know if he was the boogeyman that they say he was, or a nice guy with bad days. I don't know. That's for history to judge.
Yeah.
What's the future like for you? I know you got a show coming up too, right? At the Crowfoot.
So I'm doing 420 Stoners Ball right now with Willie J. Peso and a couple other dudes just joined the roster. It's gonna be in the Crowfoot in downtown Pontiac. If you ain't got your tickets yet, you can go get them at TicketWeb. It's gonna be live. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, that's too much weed smoke.
I'm sorry.
That's too much weed smoke, man.
Oh, it's too much weed smoke for you?
Willie J. Peso, man. Shout out to that man. He is I've had him on the show too. A connoisseur, if you will.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna get along just right. It's gonna be a perfect event.
What strand do you prefer?
I prefer indicas. I do more like exotics, like I like more like runts, like gelatos, um, more heavier like OGs. I can't
Gelatos
do
are
none of the
nice.
sativas, none of that fruity shit.
I like the cheesecakes too.
I'm sorry, cheesecake.
Yeah, I fuck with the cheesecake.
I didn't think I had the cheesecake yet. I've had 100 different kind of cakes, but no cheesecake. They coming out with a fucking new name every day. It's crazy.
It's too much. It really
It is
is,
too
man.
much. I swear, before back in the day, you had Granddaddy Perp, OG, and like that's it. Now they got cookies, biscuits, chocolate, whatever the fuck you want.
Yo, give me the brickweed from back in the day.
Oh, you don't want that, boy. You don't want that. You be smoking it, a seed pop on you. These kids don't know nothing about that these days, man. They spoiled. They got recreational shit. They'll never know nothing about that.
And let me just, that was when I was smoking. That was on my job calling me up and shit. That was back
Yeah,
in the day.
we good now.
Have you ever like went to work like a 9 to 5 that didn't have anything to do with the family? You just went out and got a job.
I actually did. That's funny you asked. My first job, I got a job at this restaurant in AZ. It was like a Middle Eastern restaurant. It was actually one of the only Middle Eastern restaurants over there. It was right by my house. But yeah, the people were like really cool. I used to go there and eat. And I was like, you know what? I want to work here. I was like 16 years old and I want to work for them.
Good experience.
Yeah, it was. It was a good experience. I learned a lot as far as like just like the restaurant business and being in the back. I was just in the back cooking. I didn't know. I don't even know how the hell they hug me as a cook because I can't even make peanut butter and jelly. They had to have somebody on top of me for everything. So like every plate I made, like they had to have something. I'm like, why don't you just have my man make it and have me do something else? Like, why do you guys want me to do it?
So what do you do now outside of hip hop?
So I have a few businesses. I got a shopping center in AZ. I have some properties. I got a smoke shop. I have uh licensed marijuana state grow facility I'm investing with out here.
So damn.
I'm trying.
Yo, oh my God, bro. Like so I'm universal and I come to you. I want to sign you, but you got to give all that other shit up because we need you to focus full time on music. What do you do?
That's not a question. I'm already ready for it. I've already lined up. You know how they say all my ducks right to where like I don't got to be too much hands on anything. I'm just investing and just having it managed and just kind of like over managing it myself. But I do have people in all my operations that I have in businesses and they're taking care of it. So I'm really hands off. I do manage it, but I still have the time to do whatever else I need to do. I'm focused 100% right now on my music. Like I told myself, I'm giving them all this year. Like I ain't stopping for nothing. I'm not letting no distractions come between me. Like whatever it is, like that's what I was saying. Like for me, like I've done this before and I spent a lot of money and now, thank God I got it and I saved up and I learned, like I said, where to spend it, where not to spend it, what works, what don't work, this and that. And obviously I got a long way to go, but I definitely know it's the time now.
What would you consider being successful in hip hop?
Being successful in hip hop, being able to sell out shows, being able to pack pack arenas and stuff like that,
Is there a show you turn down?
I'm sorry?
Is there a show that you would turn down? So and so calls you up, says, "I want you to do a show." You're like, "No."
Hell no. I can't wait to get on stage, boys. Just tell me where it's at. As a matter of fact, the one I did with the Sugar Hill Gang, I didn't even know about it. I found out about it a couple hours before. They're like, "You want to do the show?" I was like, "Let's go right now." I wasn't even ready for it, but I was like, "I'll make myself ready."
What's Sugar Hill Gang like?
They're really cool, man. Honestly, bro. Just down to earth, just chill vibes.
Oh, and my guy said that there's a he knows a Chaldean rapper named Soldier 4KL. You heard of him?
No, I've honestly never heard of it.
Is there like are your shows mostly community, or are you finding now it's kind of diversifying more so?
I mean, the past ones I had, like with the Sugar Hill gang, was very diversified. One I did back a little bit ago with shout out House of Dank was I feel like it was really diversified too, because it was just like at Arts Beats and East had just they had a thing set up over there, and it was just kind of like everybody walking around, so it was really diversified too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a hip hop Chaldean community?
Not yet, not like that. Shout out Delano, and the Lion Nation studio. They've been around for a minute doing this thing, but like besides him, like he's like the only other one like that I know that like does it really.
Oh, so you that guy then?
I'm doing my thing. I'm trying.
How have you done Arabic songs?
No, that's all I was telling you. Like I speak better Spanish than Arabic. Like it's crazy. That's how much better my Spanish is, that I can make a whole song in Spanish and I can't even do a verse in Arabic.
Okay, but don't you owe it to your community?
You know what? You're right, but I mean, I can't even. I was gonna say I'm Chaldean, but Arabic is part of my culture. So
I mean, okay, well, in Chaldean.
no, a Chaldean song wouldn't sound right. A
Hey
Chaldean
man,
rap song wouldn't sound right. I don't think so.
I don't know, man, because I've heard everything. I've heard Brazilian, I've heard Russian, I've heard Spanish, but man, some of the lesser known languages, when you hear them, somehow they make it work. Like old boy that did the song with Meg The Stallion from Japan.
Yeah, I guess I never know till I try.
Yeah. And
Right?
besides, if you're going to be that guy in the community, they gotta be able to. It gotta be something they can own.
Yeah, I
And
respect
that's
that.
you think about it, just in Detroit alone, that's a couple 100,000 people that you
Shit,
are
probably
hip
more
hop.
right now. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
they can't count. They can't count all of us. There's a lot of people that don't sign up for show for show. They can't count all of us. We get it big.
yeah, but that's a lot of people that you are hip
Yeah,
hop for them.
yeah, you're right.
Shit, man, fuck it. I'll sample me a nice Chaldean track, just a little bit of it where it's recognizable, and put some
I'm gonna
heat in
have to
that
fuck
shit.
around and do this shit and give you a cut, OG, for the idea. You know what I'm saying? What do they call it? A little finder's fee. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying,
I got you. I
I
got you. I
will
appreciate it. No,
absolutely,
you're right.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, are you familiar with La Russell?
Lil Russell.
Yes. Oh, you got to look this guy up on Instagram. Independent artist, hip hop out of the Bay Area, and just the way he has approached it from a business standpoint is completely unique. I've never heard like he sells. You can buy basically stock in his music, in
Oh
an
wow.
individual song.
Wow.
And he has developed such a grassroots foundation of support that he doesn't even put like he made a concert area in his mother's backyard. And this dude doesn't say, okay, tickets are $50. He just says, I'm selling tickets. At this point, it's got so many people, they kind of bid on tickets. But it used to
That's
be
sick.
you just pay what you wanted to pay.
That dope as fuck.
But my point is that you already kind of got a head start on him being
I
so
got.
unique.
I gotta check him out though.
Yeah, you gotta check him out.
Yeah.
Dude's fire too.
But I always love to see, how other people are, especially underdogs are, trying to come up and what they're doing, because it's definitely a battlefield out here. So it's many obstacles we got to overcome. So like internally and externally, just so many things we have to overcome. So it's just cool to see like what ways that people take as far as like trying to build the brand and you know promoting and networking right now.
Any hate that you received that actually hurt?
Oh yeah, every fucking day, Habibi, every fucking day.
I mean, but what actually is there anything that actually hurt?
No, because at the end of the day, it's like you ain't never seen a person that's doing good hate on nobody. You ain't never seen a person with emotion hate on nobody. You know,
Oh, that's
these
not true.
people that are hating are all unfortunately. Like I want the best for everybody. Man, the haters don't know me. SAV love everybody. He got a big heart. I don't give a fuck if you hate on me. I've been through more fucking shit than any fucking pussies can handle. But this shit, it don't mean nothing. If they knew me, they would love me. And even if they don't love me, I don't give a shit. But at the end of the day, it's just people that would never be able to have the courage to do what you do and whatever. Because I'm myself, I'm a human being. I would never go on nobody's thing ever. Like I'm only here to spread love and positivity. That's it. I would never take the time out of my day and go leave a negative comment on anybody. To leave a negative comment, that means I have to have negative feelings in me, and I'm gonna release negative energy. I got nothing but good shit in me, so you're only gonna
Oh,
get good shit from me.
you so
You
much
know.
better than me.
I'm
Cause
sorry.
you're so much better than me. I'm a petty motherfucker, and yes,
Oh, believe me, I'm
I
sorry to
might
cut
leave
you
some
off,
shit
but
on there.
I've had the loose triggers to where I'm like, where the fuck you guys at? Come on, let's go right now. But and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing, bro? I'm a grown ass man. I'm gonna go chase these fucking little fucking kids that ain't got no fucking life. I had one dude that wanted a job. I was posting something for something and hiring someone, and I didn't even know like how he got my number or what happened. And long story short, he's like, you messed up big time not hiring me and cussing out like my religion and my culture and all this shit. And I was like, dude, like how fucking like sorry can you be? Like this is like you want to get hired by someone, but you're over here cussing them out and talking all this shit. Like, this is why you're not going nowhere. This is why you're not getting hired. This is why you're not getting a job. This is why you're never gonna have no job or never have
Damn,
nothing in
for
your life.
not getting a job, that's diabolical.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, but yeah, I get hate all the time, but it's just like, hate. If you put the hate and love on a scale, the hate's like this and the love like this. So ain't no comparison.
I've gotten better with it, but I'm sensitive with my shit. And certain shit, I'd be like, oh, that you have to say that. That was
Let me ask
unnecessary.
you something.
Go
What
ahead.
do you thrive for every day?
What do I thrive for?
Yeah. Don't you want to be happy? Don't you want to find peace? Like, isn't that why everybody wants to get rich and just go retire so they could just have a peaceful, happy life? Right?
Yeah, I would like to just sit on the beach and get drunk every day,
No, let me ask you
and
something.
still have a home to go back to. I don't want to just like live on the beach. Don't.
Okay, so for me personally, after like I said, between experience and deaths, between experience and losses, I've got all kinds of financial shit happen to me, this, that, whatever, got robbed, got screwed over. But at the end of the day, I'm at a point in life where I'm like, I've worked hard on myself and I've worked hard on my peace. So let somebody over that I never met in my life, that's far away, and that I'm
Yeah.
never gonna meet in my life, and doesn't even have the balls to say it to my face, but far away, they want to get on the computer. Like I said, they have negative feelings in themselves. That's why they're releasing negative things. So I'm gonna let all that ruin all the hard work I put into making myself good. Hell the fuck no.
I feel you on that though. Yeah, that's that's wonderful. I'm not that evolved yet.
Yeah. But
I'm
I do get
still.
a lot of it. But it's you got to have thick skin. We from Detroit. We got Gator City. We got Gator skin. It's real thick. So they could try to get to me, but it ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna keep brushing that shit off.
All right. Is there anybody specifically in Detroit that you'd like to work with next?
Shit, I would love to work with T Grizzly.
I fucks with T Grizzly. I like the storytelling T Grizzly though.
That's me too. I don't like the storytelling T Grizzly. I love it. I think he does it amazingly. I think he's definitely when he does his thing, like bro, like he's different. Like you feel like
Yes.
every
Yes.
bar for bar.
Yes.
He's on it.
Like when he is in his bag, there's
Yeah,
nobody.
yeah.
There's nobody, especially of his generation, that
Yes.
tells a story like him. Vaughn was close, but unfortunately, he's no longer with us.
Let me tell you something. Tell me another artist that could blow up without a song that really got a hook. That song he dropped first day out.
Oh, crazy, yo, and that the
Let
whole
me see you
thing.
do that. Let me
The
see. Let
whole
me see
thing
somebody do
was
that.
his
Like
idea too. Because he went to hell of a and basically, he had the whole, like you said, you make the rhymes in your head. He had that whole song already in his head from the transition to everything. Like,
that's funny. I actually got a song I did with Helluva. I did the same thing too. Helluva came in the studio. I spit him the song and he made the beat to it, and then I was doing it right there, and then he left and I recorded it. I haven't released it yet, but
Oh, come on. What are you waiting on?
I got, like I said, I got 40 songs. Like I don't even know which one to pick to release. But I'm now that I'm doing these next 5 songs that I already got I got coming because I already had like a little thing going on with like the director for the videos. I'm gonna be dropping them soon.
Yo, it's hell of it though. And Detroit is cooking.
Yeah, Detroit cooking. There's a lot of talent out here. Shout out to all the artists out here. There's a lot of talent out here. There's a lot of talent out here. Babyface Ray, Peasy, GT,
What I don't like is they
all the
being
Cheddar
too
Boys.
friendly.
I'm
They're being
sorry.
too. What I don't like is that the artists are being too friendly with the Detroit sound.
What do you mean about that?
Stop letting all these other motherfuckers from other cities come eat.
Stop letting these motherfuckers from the other cities come eat.
Yes, because those cities was not letting us come eat. That's why we had a no-fly zone.
That's shout out Uncle Trick Trick. That's why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and when you let other cities eat, it waters down your sound. Now, will there be exceptions? Like if Jay-Z calls you, you're
Do you
gonna
feel
say
like I'm
yes.
sorry? Do you feel like they're biting our sound or what is it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. But that's music. Music has always been a copycat thing. The Jackson 5 came out, 17,000 other family groups that we never heard of started doing
Yeah.
songs.
All my songs, like I tell you this, all my songs sound different.
Okay.
All my songs sound different. I don't rap the same on all of them. I don't spit the same. I don't have the same flow. I don't have the same voice. All my songs are their own song. I give it its own whatever, like how I feel for the beat, whatever. Like that's one thing I pride myself on is every one of my songs sounds different.
When's the one about your pops dropping?
I'm sorry?
The one about your father, when is that dropping?
That already dropped actually. The Proud of Me challenge that already dropped.
Okay, do me a favor, send that to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
If you check out if it's on my IG and on my YouTube and on my TikTok.
okay, I'll look at
Yeah.
it. Matter of fact, when we get because I didn't realize the time is about up anyway. Damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna check that out, man. I like when people like I like the grimy shit. Don't get me wrong, but I also like when people use it more therapeutically.
Yeah. Well, this is one thing about me. You're gonna see I have everything. I got party shit. I got grimy shit. I got hustling shit. I got like kind of like R&B type of shit. I got the Spanish joint. I got a new song called Wasted in Cancun that ain't nobody heard yet. It's crazy. I got a lot of different type of shit. It's like some like R&B type feels like I'm just like I'm an artist at heart, you know, like I do it for the music, you know?
Any advice for the next generation?
Follow your dreams, hang out with the right peers. If they don't mean you well, stay the fuck away from them. Don't let people waste your time. Time is the most valuable asset you have in your life. You will look back 5 years from now, it'll be a flash. Don't let it go waste for nothing.
Amen to that, man. Because woo, buddy, I went from 25 to 50.
In a flash, right, brother?
Yes, yes,
In a flash, right, brother?
yes, yes.
Yes,
You know,
in a flash.
especially when you have kids, life just it accelerates times 100.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I never had kids, but got through some things at me, and it definitely made me, you know, it humbled me, but yeah, it definitely showed me how fast life passes by. So I don't take a moment for granted.
yo, and let me make sure I shout out Mikey Eckstein. It's
Oh
my
yeah, big
guy,
shout out to Mikey, man, my brother, always showing so much love. Big shout out, Mikey.
Mr. Everywhere that knows everybody.
Yeah,
Oh my
everybody.
God, yo, this has been a dope ass conversation, bro. I truly
Yeah, I
appreciate you for
wasn't
coming by.
expecting this honestly, but it was definitely real from the heart, and this is what the fans are going to get from me. It is what it is.
You know, I get that. You know, I don't be trying. You know, I don't get off into the gossipy shit all that too much and all
Yeah,
the. You know, I like what you do get you on the show, but who you are makes you stand out.
100%.
Yeah. If you need anything, and I doubt if you will, just all you gotta do is say the word, and I got you.
Oh, bro, I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's been an honor, man. You have a phenomenal day on purpose, bro.
You too, bro.
No doubt. That has been SAV. Yo, shout out to Biff, right? And everybody out there that has tapped in. Don't forget to follow the show, like, subscribe, and share. Blah, 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 blah. You already know this is Jobs. It's been another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio. Peace.
I'm at
Have a
peace.
good one.
All right.